It will come as a surprise to a lot of you, but one of the most common concerns amongst beginning guitar players is actually how I should hold my guitar, right-handed or left-handed. And for a lot of you that might seem strange, you just picked it up in the most natural way and got along with it, but don't forget there's a lot of left-handed people out there, a lot of ambidextrous people such as myself. There's a lot of right-handed people who had their left-handedness kind of worked and taught out of them in school, where up until about a generation or two ago it was frowned upon to write with your left hand. So now they're sitting there wondering what should they do. And in this little video I'm going to give you a few tips and some advice on how to identify the best guitar for you, and hopefully this will be of help to anyone starting out with the guitar. Let's begin. For a lot of you out there, this very quick and simple test will be all you need to figure out if you want to hold your guitar left-handed or right-handed. What you want to do is go to a music store or maybe a friend's house who happens to have a guitar, and without thinking, pick up the guitar and sit it on your lap. Just like that. All right, you will naturally have picked one hand or the other. Now I want you to repeat the same thing on the same side for a few times, maybe 5, 10 times. So put the guitar down, pick it up, and repeat a few times, okay? This will get you used to this side. Now I want you to do it on the other side. In this case, I will do it setting it up left-handed. I'll do it once, I'll do it twice, and I'll do it up to maybe 10 times, as I said. At this point, a lot of you will have a clear winner. You will say, okay, this really feels bad and the other one really feels good. So for you guys and girls, I think this video is over. I would still like you to watch until the end, but that's all the information you need. If you have a clear winner here, you are done. If you're not quite sure yet, keep watching. If that first test hasn't given you a clear answer on whether you should be a left or right-handed guitarist, don't worry about it. I promised you we were going to get to the bottom of it, and we will. So we're going to add another layer to the first test by adding the approximation of the hands moving on the guitar. So for that, I want you to just move your fingers on the fretboard. I understand that 99% of you don't know yet how to play, so just move your fingers on the fretboard randomly. And at the same time, it's important you do it at the same time, you approximate a strumming motion with your right, like this. Okay, that's all you need to do. You will make some strange noises, and it doesn't matter. So keep doing it for a few minutes. Then, as you guessed, turn the guitar around and do the same thing. You can adjust your sitting position, of course, if you want, and move your fingers on the fretboard and approximate a strumming motion. Now, at this point, a lot of you will get a clear answer. One of the positions will feel really strange, not only the hands, but the posture, and the guitar will move around a lot on one of the sides. That's your answer, that's what you should do. If you still don't know, let me give you some advice. If after these two tests you still don't have a preference on whether you should play left-handed or right-handed, there's one more thing you can try. You can find a left-handed guitar. Hopefully you're lucky enough to have a friend who has one, or maybe you could buy one with the option to return it, and then do the same thing with a right-hand guitar. I would say give it 1 or 2 weeks, you don't need much time, and learn something, the same thing on both guitars. You can learn some basic chords, you can learn some very basic scales, just something that is constant so that when you switch, you'll be able to actually feel whether one feels better than the other. If you can't do that, I feel pretty safe in saying that you will probably be okay with either option. And if that's the case, let me give you some advice on why I would suggest you probably do pick up a right-handed guitar. There are many reasons for this. I'm going to share 3 of them with you. And if you're at that point where you really don't know which one to pick, these might help you make the final decision. The first reason is that the market for right-handed guitars is exponentially bigger than the one for left-handed guitars. And that means when you go out and pick your first guitar or your 10th, you'll have a lot more choices when it comes to brand, make, color, model, specifications. The difference is really large. And the other thing that the market does is that the right-handed guitars are usually significantly cheaper than the left-handed ones, and usually they're in stock. There's a lot of stock of right-handed guitars out there, and not so much for left-handed, so you might have a hard time finding it, or you might have to wait a long time when you place your order. So these are all things to keep in mind. Another reason for going right-handed, all other things being equal, is a very important one for many guitarists, and that is that socially you're much more likely to run into a right-handed guitar than a left-handed one. If you're at a party at somebody's house, or if you're at the beach and somebody pulls out a guitar, very likely it will be a right-handed guitar. And this might seem trivial to some of you, but don't forget that a lot of people pick up the guitar in the first place to play socially, with family, with friends, and so that's something to certainly keep in mind. You know, right-handed guitars are everywhere, left-handed guitars not so much. And the third reason, and I can personally testify to this, is that if you're a professional guitar player, it is often advantageous to be right-handed. For example, if you're at a studio or at a gig or on tour and your guitar breaks, or it gets stolen or delayed or lost in transit, there's always some other guitar player whose right-handed guitar you can borrow. Or you can just run down to the local music shop and find a guitar that is very similar to your own, and it can get you by, but right-handed. Left-handed, not so much. And actually, I know a lot of great left-handed guitar players, and this is a point that they always have to be extra careful with, and they always have to bring more spares than I do. I hope you enjoyed watching the video and found it useful. I want to thank you as always for being there, for watching, and for being so kind and supportive in your comments. Please keep them coming below. I really love reading them. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't joined us, please do subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you very soon with more videos. Bye-bye.